Yeah, bloopers.
And we're recording. Welcome everyone to episode
12.
You know what? I actually literally drew a blank there, you know. So we're episode 12 of Together We'll Talk podcast. And this is a special one, a really, really special one. And we're so thankful to, I'm not even going to call them guests. I'm going to say friends of the TWR community. We have Kevin, who works for the Prostate Cancer UK charity. Did I say that right, Kevin?
Yeah. Most people forget the UK part, but yeah.
And we have Tony, who is a staunch advocate for prostate cancer. I remember the first time I met Tony when he came on one of our rides, and I think it's practically every ride we've been on, Tony rocks up in a Prostate Cancer UK cycling jersey. And we have the Bajan sensation himself, Harvey Hills, also a member of the Together We Ride cycling club. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for your time.
Welcome, guys.
Thank you. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me, man. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
So for those of you that are watching on YouTube or listening via audio, Spotify and so on, you would have gathered that this episode is going to be centered around prostate cancer, and more so its prevalence in the community of black men. But before we kick off, we're going to do our round of well-being, starting off with our hosts. Joe, how you been?
I'm all right. Not bad. Recovering from the weekend. Went on a couple of rides, so the legs are awake, I'm going to say. I think they were sleeping, so they're awake. So no, all good. Upset that the little two sunshine's gone. But,
oh gosh, yeah.
Just as the Easter weekend was coming, everyone's getting geared up for the long weekend, and the sun just said, "No, I'm out. Summer's done. Out here, we're finished." So, but never mind. We give thanks. But yeah, I'm all right. Thank you. Not too bad. I'm looking forward to the weekend. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, a long weekend.
Yeah. Of course. Oh, and I took my bike for service today.
So Pablo's gone for service.
Yeah, he's gone to the doctors.
How long is he going to be in?
Liquor checkup. No, it's finished. It's ready, but
already?
They'll pick it up on Thursday. Yeah. They messaged this afternoon, so I'm going to pick him back up.
A clean bill of health?
Apparently so.
Expensive?
Apparently so. I haven't had the bill. I haven't had the bill yet.
Oh, no. No.
You know them ones there. Might have to leave him. And then I'll come swing back for him next time. I'm joking. No, so we'll see. But yeah, everything else is cool.
Good. And how about you, Dean?
Yeah, good. Went on my first long ride this year, really, with TWR the other day, Windsor. Great ride. Really pushed myself. Everyone pushed themselves. Legs were burning yesterday. I'm not going to lie. I couldn't really walk much yesterday. But yeah, I felt, that feeling of accomplishment. It's like, we're back.
Yeah.
So that's how I felt. So yeah, I'm feeling good.
We did push. We pushed a lot on the way back on that ride.
We did.
But
pushed hard.
Let's not forget, Joe, this is the same Dean that tried to bully us, railroad us into joining the fast group,
Yes.
And there's him talking about his legs are gone.
No, but look what we did. They barely got away from us.
It's true.
So that's why, see, when you see me burning and look what we can do, and no one got dropped. Yeah. So it just goes to show. It's all up there, isn't it? It's all up there. No, it's good.
Dean was pushing us, but he weren't going nowhere. He was staying. He was staying in the middle group. He wasn't even about it.
Nah.
Never mind. What about you, Lee?
I'm good.
Oh, go on.
Yeah, I'm good. I've had a good weekend. Enjoyed the bun run on Sunday. It was Sunday, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
And yesterday I went on a gentle hill session with Tanya, so she can get used to a new bike. So yeah, that was nice. And I'm trying to clock up miles when I can for the, because we're doing the challenge this month, aren't we?
You lot are way in front though. I was trying to catch you.
Oh yeah.
But at this rate, I don't think anyone's catching Brian.
No. No way, no way.
No.
You didn't see Brian said he
He's-
fell off his bike, but he said he's still got to maintain his.
Yeah,
leg
that's
in
the first thing
challenge.
he's thinking of, you know?
yeah,
Yeah.
that's all he was caring about.
Not his foot, not his knee. It's the challenge, yeah.
The challenge.
Crazy. Tony, how are you? We've not seen you on your bike in a while. Tony, how are you? You good?
Yeah, I've been busy doing some other bits and pieces, some other little projects I've got going in the background. My dad's over, so been kind of spending time with him. He's going back next month. So yeah, I've kind of been. I was doing my Zwifting. Been doing
you've been
Zwifting.
Zwifting.
Been a
Okay.
good boy. Been doing the Zwifting.
With
Been
like
doing some
Fitz and
second-
AJ and all them boys.
No, 6 o'clock. Who? No.
He said 6 o'clock.
No. The man is on at 6 a.m. I'm on my third dream now. So, I've done some solo runs. I'm trying to keep myself busy, but yeah, I'm looking to. When my dad goes back, I'll have a lot more time. So hopefully, I'll be at the back of the hill run chasing you lot. There's a lot of me going up the hill.
Good, glad to see you all. And
Yeah, away
Kevin,
from that, I'm good, thank you.
good. Kevin, how you been?
Yes. Yeah, I'm good, bro. I am very good. Yeah, just busy. You know, how we juggle work and then the DJing. So yeah, but other than that, family's good. Everybody's well. So that's the most important thing.
Yeah, we give thanks. And last but not least, man like Harvey Hills, the Beijing sensation.
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm just looking forward to my next adventure and trying to keep the legs spinning. So, you know me, any chance I can get out, I'm on the bike, man. So
Yeah.
it's all good.
What's the next one? Is it Scotland for you guys, isn't it?
Yeah, Loch Ness.
You're riding from here to Loch Ness?
No. We're riding around Loch Ness. We're not riding.
No, we're not. We're
Don't
getting
give
the
him ideas,
aeroplane
T. Don't give him ideas.
and we're riding around Loch Ness.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Should be good fun.
Yeah, I'll leave that one to the professionals, you and Joe.
Just watch out for the monster, yeah?
Yeah, oh, yeah,
I'm looking
yeah.
for it, man. I'm looking for Nessie, man. I'm hoping I can take some pictures. Yeah.
Selfie.
Imagine.
I'm definitely not looking for it at all. So she can stay well away.
How you know it's a she?
I was going to say that.
He said Nessie.
I was going to say that.
He said Nessie. Nessie.
Why is it a girl?
Because he just said Nessie.
But Nessie might be
Nessie sound like a
non-binary.
man's name.
Okay.
Right, all right. True.
Yeah,
Very true.
what? No one's asked what they identify
I just went off the back
as,
of what
yeah?
Harvey said. He said Nessie, so I'm just like, we're going with Nessie.
Oh, dear. Right, let's get cracking. So, as I always say to our friends and guests that join us, as nothing formal about our podcast. You know, we're just going to literally have a conversation and just let the conversation grow organic. So there's no pressure, there's no formalities here. Everyone's free to speak and say as they wish. No profanities though, but I think that's a given. And we've got a few questions that we want to put out to you guys, and it might not necessarily be for you to answer individually. It may well be, but we want you to kind of like, however you feel led to answer the questions or give your opinions or your thoughts on any of the questions. Feel free. But I'm going to kick it off and start off by asking Tony first and Kevin the same question. But Tony, starting off with you, why basically are you so passionate about prostate cancer awareness, and what drives you to continue highlighting this disease to the community?
Yeah, my history within this horrible disease is either I've been involved in it for a while. I mean, I've been getting my blood tests for a minute, from like maybe 15 years plus. 6 years ago, I had a scare. The scare was such that the PSA test, which is basically the prostate specific antigen test, which is the blood test they do, and it gives you a count. Did it, went away, and then they called me back in, saying I need to come back in to get it retested. And they wouldn't disclose absolutely why, but they said I need to come back in. Can I get back in as soon as possible? So straight away, you're going to be anxious, ain't you? Yeah. So went back, done the retest, and then they're saying it will take 5 days to come back with a result. That was like the longest 5 days of my life, because until you're put in that predicament, you don't really consider, could I ever have to deal with potentially something that could be life-threatening? And it was as simple as the test. The first test was irregular. The second test came back clear, but because of the irregularity on the primary test, they called me back in. They didn't like the count, the figures, whatever they saw they didn't like, so they called me back in. But they couldn't tell me specifically why they called me back in. So I don't think I told hardly anybody, to be honest with you, because you don't want to start scaremongering your family without knowing the full 100. So when the next one came back all clear, that drove me to start thinking that could have been different. That could have been so different. And then conversations with my mates, I was confused and extremely concerned how many of them do not go and get checked. 40 years old, 45, 50, 55, they're just not interested. And that's kind of my driving factor. I realize the level of ignorance within our community for this particular disease, yet alone the testing process. So that's where I stand on this, and it's been strong ever since that scare. Would I have been doing it prior to that? Probably not. I knew about it, but I wasn't pushing as hard as I do. But I think that scare just gave me like a wake-up call, so to speak. So yeah, that's where that's kind of come from, ladies and gents.
Wow. Kevin, how about you? What's your passion? What's driving you about highlighting this horrible thing, this disease?
It's funny because even as you asked the question, my first response was actually, I have a lot of compassion for Black men anyway in our community and our community as a whole. So from giving blood right through, because of the things that we just don't do as a community that we should be doing to take care of our own. So I think that's where my passion starts. But then secondly, or more specifically, a good friend of mine got prostate cancer and got diagnosed, I think, 3 days before his 50th birthday. And he didn't tell anybody. He had a big party.
Wow.
Everybody, do you know what I mean? Everybody was there celebrating with him, blah, blah, blah. And probably about a month later, that's when he told us. Some of his closest friends, I think his family knew at that time. He told a couple of his closest friends, and even at that point, I would say that it really didn't hit me because I don't think we, as Tony said, as a community, we don't really know the depth of these things because what we know it as is cancer, and when we hear cancer, we just think death. That's the most the prevalent thing that we hear, and so it was like, but he's saying no, it's not death, but he's got to have treatments and he's got to this, that, and the other, and even the other day I was thinking about it and I was thinking, you know what, even as a friend and being very empathetic about his situation and going online and seeing, 1 in 4 Black men are 1 in 4, trying to do a little research. You know what? I still didn't know hardly anything about the actual disease. It was just like, oh my gosh, this is affecting us as Black men and we need to do something about it. So a bit like Tony, I said, right, okay, you know what? I'm going to do a run and I'm going to gather some guys. Let's do a sponsored run and raise awareness, raise some money for Prostate Cancer UK, because they were the charity that seemed to be the most proactive at the time, pushing the 1 in 4 message. And yeah, so we decided to do that. Harvey was with us. We've got a group chat, and like some of the football guys joined and some friends and family. And every year we've done it since. And, to the point where even Leon did it the last year,
Yes.
and we've raised £6,000. We've raised £7,500. I think over the years, I worked out we're over £30,000. For prostate cancer. And we've divvied it up. Prostate Cancer UK's got a big portion of that. Errol McKellar Foundation has got some of that. I knew of Errol before I joined the charity. So yeah, it's a crazy thing. And let me show you something though. If I said to you 3 questions, okay, Tony, you're excluded from this. All right. If I said to you guys 3 questions, what is a prostate? Where is the prostate? And what does the prostate do?
I'll let Leon answer.
Yeah.
I was waiting for someone else to answer.
Phone a friend. Phone a friend.
Literally,
Yeah, man.
yeah. Phone a friend.
Yeah.
Can I? All right, let me have a go. Is it the prostate situated between the anus and the testicles? Is that correct?
The 2 of them are going.
Yeah, but we're being gentle. We're being gentle, Joe. Do you know what I mean? We can't be too specific, but he's in the right region.
And does it produce semen or the fluid?
Yes, it does.
It's a gland, isn't it? Is it a
It's
gland?
a gland that
It's a
produces
gland.
the fluid.
Yeah, the fluid that the semen is transported in.
Right. And what's the third question? Where it is, what it does, and
You said, I think
Where
you
it
said
is,
what
what it
is.
does.
I think you said what is, where is, and what
What
does it
is,
do.
yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay,
so you've got the 3.
Yeah,
The
you
glands.
kind of covered them, yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
and it's more or less, but it's the semen that travels the sperm.
yeah.
Yeah.
Semen that
Okay.
travels the sperm.
So
Okay.
imagine you don't even know this. On a general basis, we don't even know this. This sits in us as men, but we don't even know this.
And plays a very important role in our lives if we
Yeah.
reproduce.
Do you understand? The
Yeah.
sperm can't travel without the semen.
Yeah.
Oh.
So it's got a very
Yeah.
important part to play, very important part to play, especially if you've not got children yet, with all due respect. It's got a very important part to play.
And so I only found this out from working in the organization.
Yeah.
So imagine so when we talk about the finger up the bottom, and which is the DRE, digital rectal examination, man, no, I'm not taking you, man, I'm putting a finger up my bottom. And
Yeah.
when you understand the biology of why they do the finger, because of the location of
Because of
the
where
prostate,
it is. Yeah.
it makes more sense, right?
Yeah.
And some
Yeah.
of them can't see past that, Kevin. It's nuts. When I have conversations, I try to have open conversations with black men. I go in barbershops and that kind of stuff. And the way you're received is nuts. It's not all the time. I shouldn't say all of them, but you start talking about it. And then when you get into this sort of nitty gritty part of it, it's like, yo.
Yeah, they don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
But they don't have to have that test, though, do they? Can they not have the
no,
blood?
it's not
Right,
compulsory.
okay.
It's a secondary. It's a
Right.
secondary phase. We'd say secondary phase, Kevin. Blood test first, then that if needed.
You know,
Yeah.
you know what? So this is another thing, because, and Tony, you'll be able to agree with this. So most charities, especially our charity, we will advocate for the PSA first as the first type of test, and
Is
then
that the blood? Is that the blood test? Sorry.
the blood test. Sorry,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then the GP really, if they need to do secondary testing, then the DRE. Okay, then the finger. The reason being is not because it's a better test, but it's because men are more likely to do it if they know it's a blood test rather than
Rather
the
than,
finger.
yeah.
And they're both inconclusive.
They both can be inconclusive. So when I listen, because the DRE, if you imagine that the gland is like say a ball. So when you go up the back passage, you're only being able to feel the GP can only feel the back of it. He can't feel the front. So if there's any irregularities at the front, he can't
They
feel
wouldn't
it.
know. Yeah.
He wouldn't know.
And what they look for, Kevin, is obviously the irregularity can, well, I say can be, if something's swollen, they kind of assume it will swell uniformly, if that makes sense. Yeah. And because I believe it's something that's just not much bigger than a walnut or something when it's a normal size, they look for abnormalities in size primarily. Shape as well, with all due respect, but like you're stating, if it's kind of more normal towards the back passage, then yeah, you're quite right. It's not going to be a thing where they're going to be able to, well, let me reach around to the front, because it's just not going to happen. So, yeah.
Yeah. So this, but then a bit like Tony's scenario, you know, you could have an inconclusive. And I actually, listening to your story at the beginning there, Tony, I had actually a positive thought process about your GP not giving you the full story, because that would have taken you mentally
100%.
to another place.
You see it now, but I didn't see it then. With all
you didn't see it at the time,
no.
But because of the stories that I hear, I'm thinking actually that was a good GP. And the fact that they called you back in and said, right, come on, we're going to do a secondary one, because I have another friend who had a high PSA, 1 PSA, and they said, boom, let's take it out. And he was like, what? Say what? And he then had the foresight and knowledge of good people around him to say, no, you should have a second opinion.
100%.
And that second opinion then said, actually, you should be on active surveillance, and we monitor the PSA level. So what the point I was going to raise earlier is about, not all GPs are good, but not all GPs are bad.
And can I come in there? Can I come in there, Kevin? Dean, I mean, definitely everyone on the call, what you'll find is, you know, when you go to the GP, gents, and obviously this would be a case of Joe maybe telling your brothers, uncles, whatever, to go. Do you know, you have to persuade the GP to do the blood test. It's ridiculous. You'll say, I want the BSA blood test. I'm over 40, blah, blah, blah. And they'll say, well, do you have symptoms? Well, this, well, that. And they're so reluctant. You've got to push. This is a message going out to everyone that listens to this. You are entitled to get that blood test done. Do not let your GP put you off. All they're thinking about is cost for a blood.
Do they not have screening?
Now, Joe, don't get me started, girl. Don't get me started.
I'm right behind you, Tony. I'm right behind you.
So there isn't.
Listen to this. Pro rata, prostate cancer kills more men than women with regards to cervical and breast cancer, but there's no screening program. Make that make sense? Well, women get screened for both of those, but there's no screening program, zero screening program for
what, from any age. There's no screening.
Zero, nil, nada, and it's more prevalently as a killer within men than those two diseases.
And because it's silent as well, isn't it?
Listen, but then it's so cervical, with all due respect.
No, yeah, true, but what I'm saying is there's screening for cervical, like you say, but there is no screening for prostate.
Unless you go and take it upon yourself, which is why we advocate for self-maintenance, self-care. Do it yourself and make sure they don't put you off. Don't tell that and say to you,
that is wild.
That you should be fine.
So I'll jump in here, Tone, because it is a crazy thing. So what we do, so my job in the organization is to inform the Black community. So my role is specifically to go into the Black community and increase the awareness of prostate cancer. Myself and my colleague. Yeah. So we've got a team, and that's our job. That's what we do. So we go into the community, we do large events, small events, whatever it is, to increase this. And when we talk to men, the amount of men that say, I went to my GP, I told him, I listened to what you said go and advocate for yourself, and they say, no, they turn them away. And what it is because the guidelines, the NICE guidelines that GPs refer to, state that they don't have to, like, basically take on, like, give, I'm trying to think of the terminology, but basically the NICE guidelines don't encourage the GPs to actually be proactive in giving a PSA.
Why?
Because they're out of date. Because when they were first formed, prostate cancer wasn't as prevalent. Yeah, when we go back however many years that was, it wasn't as prevalent as it has been in the last however many years, 10 years,
wasn't prevalent or wasn't detected as much.
Yeah.
Well,
that's what I'm thinking.
It's one of the same thing if you think about it. So if you think that the more awareness you have is the more prevalent it's going to be. Yeah. So when you look at over the years, Bill Turnbull, now you've got Chris Hoy, you know, all these kind of high profile celebrity. Even we had a data check when the King announced that he had cancer in that area. He didn't say it was prostate cancer, but the data shot up of men coming to the website to look at what we call our risk checker, to go onto our website and do our risk checker to say, am I at risk of prostate cancer? Yeah, it shot up just because of these high profile names. So the marketing campaigns we do, etc. So I'm saying that one of the things that we're advocating for and we are pushing, in fact, is next week, we are taking a letter to Parliament to say change the guidelines to Wes Streeting. Change the guidelines. Even if you can't do it specifically for black men, because this is not a black country. If we can say that on the podcast, I don't know.
Yes,
But
yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Much worse has been said than that, trust me.
Yes, you can.
Yeah. But however, let's look at, if you can't do it for black men per se, then do it for high risk men.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, two forms of people fall into that category. One is black men, and two, men with family history.
Yeah.
Okay. So that goes for any man, because as soon as you have family history, you're double the risk. So even as a white man, if you're 1 in 8 at risk of getting prostate cancer, you are now 1 in 4 because you have a family history. So like Chris Hoy, I'm sure it's his father or something like that, had prostate cancer. So therefore he would have been at higher risk, at double the risk. And so therefore, if the screening was in, or the GPs had to acknowledge that if I come in as any man to say I'm of high risk, then you have to see me. You have to give me a blood test. You have to treat me. You have to look at me and do something. You can't turn me away.
Off the
Do you see what
record,
I'm saying?
that's off the record, front end, many moons ago, 15 years, whenever I started doing it. That's why I said, if I'm honest with you, I told them, listen, it's in my tree, so I need to get this blood test done. And I did that front end. I was just told they're going to probably knock you back. Just tell them it's in your tree. And they did it pretty much like you're saying. Like 2 days later, I had a blood test done by the nurse and off we go. But sometimes you just got to be cute, gentlemen. And if there's a little untruth to save your life, do the untruth, yes. Seriously, because they will turn you away. And when they turn you away, I don't even know if you're not registered with a GP, it's not like nowadays you just go to another GP. Do you understand? If your GP's knocked you back, I don't know where you go from there. So
you got. I tell you what you do. You go to another GP within your surgery.
But okay, yep.
Yeah, because most of them have got more than one
There's
doctor.
another
Yeah.
option as well. So the other option is if you work, depending where you work, they offer private healthcare.
Yeah.
And you are over a certain age, they you get this like a full health check.
Yes.
So
the Wellman, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, that's the route I went, and it's part of the medical. So you will get offered the blood test.
But the majority of people won't definitely necessarily have private healthcare. So that's
But it was just the other option. So I mean, for some people that do have that option, because you don't. I mean, you have to pay for it for your work, but you still there's still another option to take.
So I mean, that's why we're even trying to build a toolkit. We're trying to cover all bases. Do you understand? So we're trying to talk to the community, go and get tested. We're trying to talk to the GPs to say, look, you need education around this. Yeah, because you're not, there's so much that you're doing. You're under so much pressure in other areas and time wise, and you've got to see how much patients and et cetera, that maybe this is way down the line. You're so not bothered about it. Some are and some are not. But the ones that are not, we're trying to give them more education about it because it's such a prevalent thing, not only in our community, but in general.
Yeah.
But it's our community that suffers the most.
Yeah.
So
And
off
that
the
leads
back
on
of that,
nicely to the next question.
yeah, Kevin, off the back of that, so why do you
Yeah.
think black men are more likely to contract prostate cancer? Is it lifestyle, genetics, lack of awareness, or all of the above kind of thing?
So there's no specific data that can pin it, but what researchers are kind of leaning more towards is genetics.
Okay.
Is genetics, because you're looking at African countries, high rate, Caribbean countries, high rate. You come into a westernized country, you still got a high rate. Do you see what I'm saying? So when we talk about man will tell you, boy, you just need to drink some soursop juice and rare. Not being funny, but those that are in those countries that are drinking soursop juice and eating certain things, they're still getting it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we will always advocate for a healthy lifestyle because there's other cancers that it can definitely be beneficial for.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you understand?
When I did my initial research many moons ago, as you stated, the three main things were genetics, lifestyle, and as you mentioned, Caribbean, African, access to like suitable healthcare. Those were the three main things that had an impact on getting the demographical numbers of who's affected and who's not, so to speak. So it's a lot of things, but like they said, but it's like any other cancer, ladies and gents. There's no rhyme and reason to this big C, is it? It's just like it's a horrible disease, full stop. And there is, it's a luck of the draw, really, isn't it? Let's be honest.
The one thing that can be impacted is whether you get diagnosed late or not.
Yep.
See what you're just saying there. That hits a nail in the head for me, because sometimes I feel when they do these stats and say, right, black men, and when they say black men, that's another thing, but I'm not going to go down that avenue. But what I was going to say is they say black men, but someone from Kenya hasn't got the same genetics as someone from Gambia. They're thousands of miles away from each other. So really, it should be more specific, shouldn't it? It should be people of origin of West Africa, if that's what the stats are saying. Do you get what I'm saying? Not just black.
Yeah,
but regardless of that, do you know what I mean? I just think to myself, they do like to categorize, but we need to uncategorize ourselves sometimes just to look at it properly, look at the stats properly, because it can be swayed by that as well.
When I do talks, Dino, I say this disproportionately affects people of color. I just do that to cover, if that makes sense, to cover exactly what you said. I understand what you've said, but when I state it like that, that argument doesn't come back at me, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it covers our world, so that's fine.
Yeah,
it covers
pretty much.
We're nearly all from West Africa.
It's kind of neutral when I've learned that you say it like that. It's kind of more readily accepted. Because
did I say West Africa? Because I thought I said Africa and Caribbean.
You said Africa.
You said you did.
Oh,
You did.
okay.
I'm specifically saying West Africa.
Okay, and the reason being is because there's no the genetic research hasn't been concluded.
Yeah.
So I don't think they can specifically say West Africa or this part of Africa or whatever. So it hasn't been concluded. And one of the reasons, and this goes on to another thing, which is research. We don't do research, bro. And it's one thing that we need to actually change in our community. We know why we don't do research. Well, some of us do, and some of us are just on a bandwagon, like, boy, I mean, I do no research because something happened how much years ago. I don't know what it was, but I know that we don't do. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we're not necessarily informed that we understand that it's something that our community doesn't do. However, if we want to see the change, we need to take part in research.
Need to be the change.
We have to be the change because nothing's going to change. We want researchers to know what's the reason, but we won't be part of the research to help them find out.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's another thing I was going to say as well. The fact that we get diagnosed late because we go and get tested late, and we have all got this little bit of a stubbornness amongst us to get checked early, that will also affect the stats. We are obviously going to die more, so that's going to affect the stats. So is it
more.
that takes away from the genetic findings as well? Do you get what I'm saying? It's a hard one to balance and work out.
So there's loads of different sections of data. And the data that you're talking about, there is data that proves that we get diagnosed later than white men. And when you look at that those two pieces of data, that is because of information.
Is that because we're going to the doctors later?
We're going to the doctors later, but I believe that it's because we don't know the importance of going earlier. Yeah. So going before their symptoms is the most important thing to do.
So it's the education. They need to be educated.
So what are you saying then, Kevin? You think white men are getting that information? If so, where from?
I'm not saying that white men are getting it and we're not, but if we look at let's look at marketing. Yeah, let's look at campaigns. There's a million campaigns about prostate cancer, even in the general media, about white celebrities that have got prostate cancer. Yeah. The same. Okay, let me give you a prime example. Alex Wheatle, the writer, passed away a couple of weeks ago, I believe it was. Yeah, God rest his soul, of prostate cancer. Where was that in the media? Okay. Eddie Jordan, who was a F1 mogul. I believe he passed away either the same day or around either the day before or the day after. Everywhere. Yeah. So when you talk about the prevalence of it and the widespread marketing of it, media coverage, we're fighting for a little bit of space. Yeah. And so this is why,
like most things,
but like most things, yeah. But this is why I'll be honest with you. I give Prostate Cancer UK props, yeah, because they understand that this is an area that they should have been more proactive in. They've decided that they need to be more proactive in, and they said, "How are we going to do this?" And they said, if we want to reach the community, we need to get people from the community.
Yeah.
There you go.
Amen.
And that's where you came in, isn't it?
Yeah. And that's where I come in. And I, for me personally, outside of being on here and the work that I do, I love my job. I love it because I'm getting to impact my community.
Yeah. Fulfilling. It's a fulfilling role.
That's amazing.
Do you see what I'm saying? So, and this is what we need to do. So, February, we did a collaboration with Mobos. So we were part of the Mobo Awards. We sponsored the Best Male Act. We did massive trucks. The charity went crazy with the marketing that they did, media coverage. Good Morning Britain. Alex Wheatle was part of that. They did him and Omar did a piece in The Voice for us. Do you know what I mean? So we are trying to do as much and go as wide as we possibly can to reach the community. And what I love is that Prostate Cancer UK are fully behind that.
That's amazing.
Right. That's great. Right, let me get on to the next question. It's kind of been answered. Both of you have answered, Tony and Kevin. You've both answered this, but I'm still going to ask it because it gives me a chance to use my prop. This one.
This guy and this prop, honestly.
No. When I saw it, I had to do it. Right, so basically...
Where was Peppa Pig? Did I just hear Peppa Pig?
No, that was Leon.
Wait.
Doing up the snorting.
So basically, this is the prop. This is the prop, yeah? This is the prop,
okay.
yeah?
Hold on, I want to
So
see.
I think you know where I'm going, right? I think you know where I'm going.
Let me see the prop. Go put it back up. Let me see. Oh, it's
okay.
Okay.
I was getting a bit wild because when the man saying prop, I was thinking...
You see where I was going? If they hadn't mentioned it, yeah? So basically the question was, tell us more about the digit procedure. Is it something that has to happen in every checkup? But you've kind of answered, you've gone down that road. But is there anything more you can tell us about it? Because I know that is the number one thing that black men think about when you mention prostate checks. It's the number one thing. It's the number one thing that puts them off as well.
Can I jump in a little bit, Tony?
Let's
Yeah. So that whole finger thing is a smoke screen, bro. Black men just don't want to go, man. They just don't want to go. It's fear that, you know what, I might have cancer, you know?
Yeah, no, that, yeah, definitely, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you,
Right?
Kev, but yeah, I'll go on now. I'll come in. Go on. Sorry.
Yeah. It's a smoke screen. It's fear because when you explain the DRE and they can go, yeah, mate, yeah, I hear you, but it's like they don't hear you, but so that means it's a smoke screen because really we are scared. We're scared. Yeah, but we don't want to be. We don't want to tell anybody that we're
So they
scared.
use it as an excuse.
It's an excuse, and we understand it's a cultural thing. We understand it's a cultural thing, but at the end of the day, I would say that most black men have little sense. You understand?
Do you know?
It's fair.
Do you know what makes me laugh about it? It's like it's the most butch and macho black men that will say it, but some of the most butch and macho black men they've gone to prison, and they put different types of thing up their backside. Right, the same man will say, "No, I'm not doing that." Yeah. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to go further, but I know certain people.
Oh, Lord, have mercy on Dean.
But they're macho at that point, you know. But anyway.
Harvey, what are you saying? What are you saying?
No, just saying. You get phones in prison. That's all I'm saying. You get phones in prison. Yeah, that's bigger than a finger. It's bigger.
How did you get a mobile phone into your room?
That's for. So go on, Tone. Before I say something.
Yeah, it is. It's a bit of a taboo subject amongst inverted commas black men. And I'm sure, Kevin, you'll bear testimony to how difficult it is to get that open conversation flowing on that particular examination. You do get all the synergies like, no, sir, behind me, you mud, and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, you get that. And I've even had people that when I'm putting it to them, I say, like, so you can have the PSA test, that's just an injection, fine. But then if they say to you, there's an abnormality, you must come back for the DRE, you're going to say no and dead. Yeah, man. Mirada dead. I kid you not. And not all of them, with all due respect.
Yeah.
But a high proportion are that. And like Kevin said, maybe it is a smoke screen. We've not done any research. So Kevin says it's a smoke screen. It could be a smoke screen. It could be a genuine fear of. It could be a genuine fear of that particular examination, with all due respect. But if they're saying it needs to be done, it's very concerning that we decline it, and it could be life-saving. I think it's very selfish, actually, if I'm honest with you. I think it's quite a selfish act towards your family, people that care about you, etc., and so on and so forth, to have maybe 30 seconds of discomfort, if that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's good it's come up. It's good that we can talk about it openly. Kevin's got knowledge, I've got knowledge, and it's just about people, like Kevin said, go and do the research. The answers are out there. Your curiosities can be satisfied by being bothered to go to the right sites and finding out what is going to happen. And don't listen to hearsay conjecture and people just doing a susso and putting scaremongering out there.
And I agree, because I feel like even what we're doing now, I can't see it being done 10 years ago. Like you don't really talk openly about these things, do we? Yeah. So even this is a good thing.
Yeah, definitely.
But you know, even as Tony's saying, that the whole. Let's go back to even the beginning of the conversation with the three questions about the prostate. Even that level of knowledge can kind of inform people and inform men about the rationale behind the DRE. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's almost like how early do we need to start? But sometimes you're almost fighting two battles, because you're fighting against the now generation, the now 40s, 50s and 60s, and then the education of the generation coming up, those that are in their 20s and 30s. Do you see what I mean? So because then you can give them that information and give them that knowledge, to make them aware. We're not saying, look, you need to go and get checked from 2030. You don't need to, unless there's some serious family history and you know that you need to make your doctor aware of that. But outside of that, we're trying to push the early awareness for those that are in the 50s and 60s. And even from, I mean, we got stats that say black men are likely to get it earlier. So even from 45, start going to get tested. And if you've got family history from 40, the problem is, even with that level of knowledge, GPs are likely to turn you away.
Yeah.
They're like, you're too young.
And how often should they be going to the doctors for said checkups? Yearly, every 2 years? What do you recommend?
That's an interesting question. They say the year, don't they, Kevin? But a lot can happen in a year, can't it?
Well, there's no definitive timeline, and it's when I speak to GPs, some GPs that I've had good conversations with says it depends on that person and that person's history, health history.
Okay.
However, I think the main thought process is, if you're doing a health check once a year, ask them to do a PSA check at the same time. Because when we do a health check, it's a blood test for cholesterol level and all them things there. And you just need to ask them to do a PSA. So then there's less friction between you and the GP, because 9 times out of 10, they'll do that with the nurse.
Yeah.
You do your bloods with the nurse.
And it's just another tick on the sheet. It's just another tick in the box on the sheet, isn't it? Bloods, PSA, blah, blah, blah. Put the tick in, please.
And that leads on perfectly to the next question in terms of educating what to look for. What are some early symptoms men need to look for as signs of possible prostate cancer?
They can be so subtle, isn't it, Kev? They can be so subtle and easily missed. Having problems holding your urine as a male, potentially.
Doesn't things like that happen? I notice a lot of the symptoms seem to be things that happen naturally as you get older anyway.
Yeah,
because your prostate grows, doesn't it, or something like that? When you get to our age, it gets bigger, so it pushes against your bladder, right?
I'm not sure. Kevin, I'm not sure about.
No, not just in general. Not until like you may be in your 70s.
Oh, okay,
that kind of thing. So if you're in your 50s and you start realizing you're going to the toilet more frequently at night, 2 times, and then you go, I'm going 3 times a night, and then now that is actually more emasculating than the finger up the bottom. To say imagine you tell your partner, boy, I nearly wet myself today, big man like me, man ain't doing that. Man ain't doing that. Yeah. Oh, doctor, I'm starting to go to the toilet 3-4 times a night.
Yeah.
They would rather not. So
they'll keep that quiet.
In Jamaica, big man will die from, and they call it waterworks. And you're like, what do you mean die from waterworks? You can die from waterworks problem, and that's because he had prostate cancer. And the way that when the prostate grows and pushes against the bladder, now it stops the flow properly of your wee. However, so you think you finished, you ain't finished, but then you need to go again, and you need to go again. You keep feeling like you need to go. Now you could laugh, you could sneeze, and then you could just wet yourself because it's there. But that's more emasculating for a man to be able to actually talk about that.
Yeah, it's your dignity, isn't it?
It's your dignity.
Yeah.
So when we talk about early symptoms, you've got those, but and I think it's also good to understand that not all these symptoms are prostate cancer.
100%. Yeah.
It could be an enlarged prostate, which is not cancerous. So this is why it's important to go and not be fearful to go, because it could be something that is not cancerous at all. So it's about trying to give the whole picture. So that's why I'm glad that we were able to even have this conversation.
But one thing that you said, Kevin, Tony, listen to you guys about it's about the fear. I think one of the things we should be saying is that it's okay to be fearful, because that's a human emotion. What you shouldn't allow is the fear to stop you from finding out what's wrong with you.
Yeah.
And I think that's in itself is another thing about, I'm a big man, why should I be afraid, and all that sort of stuff. So they don't admit I'm actually scared of what's going to happen. And I know you talked about this being like in your 50s and stuff, but like I've had 2 tests done already, and the last one was last year. And I was fearful because when I did the blood test, 'cause I had a choice. He said, while you're here, we can check, so we can do the finger, or we can do the blood test. And I said I wasn't prepared for that. Let me do the blood test. But if it comes back, I need to mentally prepare myself for that, because I know you said it's 30 seconds, but it's just unnatural. It's
100%.
not a natural procedure for
Yeah.
me. So I'm just like, I'm not ready for that. I need to psych myself up. But if push came to shove,
No pun intended.
Anyway, I just caught what I said.
Yeah.
It's I think for being a just being a man, you just think, this is not me. But having seen people in my family experiences, watching my stepfather, I was fortunate to see my stepdad for the last 2 weeks of his life be there, and this took him, and this is like, you can see the after effects, and that for me is always like a motivation that I don't want that to be me, like late detection or nothing like, or because I was scared to get a test.
Yeah.
Because, like you said, early detection means that you get more years on your life, and your loved ones get to see you a little bit longer, and all of that. So I think my point is just like, it's okay to be afraid,
Yeah.
but don't let that fear stop you from making the right
Don't let that fear become ignorance.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Let me give you a stat on what you're saying there, Harv. Yeah. If early diagnosis, if it's stage 1 or stage 2, 99.9% chance of survival.
Wow.
Wowee.
That's huge.
Yeah, man.
That's amazing. That should be on posters. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
They should be singing that.
100%.
But
And whilst you're talking true stories there, Kevin, very quick true story. And my mate goes around with me now when I go and do my talks, as and when I'm invited to. And thank you again for inviting me onto this. Honestly, I really appreciate TWR, really do. A mate of mine told him he does all the work I do. His missus knows me, blah, blah, blah. Kept pushing him to go. Yeah, I'm going to get around to. Kept pushing to go. Told him about 18 months ago. When he went, 18 months, he was stage 3.
Oh.
Managed to get through, but because of the treatment, as you know, the radiotherapy and all that kind of stuff, it now has demasculated him with regards to his relationship with his wife. Do you understand? So all them kind of things. So now he's dealing with the mental trauma of having a huge impact on his relationship. Not the relationship they have, but being able to fulfill all the requirements of the relationship he's in, because it's not working no more. With all due respect, do you understand?
So
it is.
Can I ask you, Tone? What if he was at stage 3? That means he would have had symptoms.
Again, we're going down to the fact that you need to go, and people ignoring what's going on. Because I couldn't lift him up and carry him there.
So he had symptoms.
Maybe I should have, with all due respect.
So
But
you mean go
did he have
toilet? Need to go.
symptoms?
Say again, Kevin?
He had symptoms.
You would assume he would have had the urinate and that kind of stuff. But again, if you're not going to be, what's the right phrase here, Kevin? If you're not open to accepting those are symptoms and looking at it as the ignorance of, boy, it's just a little bit of age, it happens. Everybody's probably going through that, if that makes sense. Then I take on board, he must have had things going on that he would have just been, like you said, maybe not saying, maybe running away from, the fear factors, Harvey stated, etc. But it was months away from him just being another statistic. So
Can I ask Joe? What's your view as the only woman on the podcast? What's your view or knowledge of prostate cancer? How has it, in your circle, has it affected you or know of people? How does it make you feel as a woman? Because your community
Yeah. I mean, I've had a few family members who have had scares, who've had it and, had early detection. So, thank God they've been fine. But this conversation is enlightening. Like, I didn't know there was no screening. Like, I know roundabouts where it was, the prostate, but I didn't, your explanation of what it does and what what the function of it is, I didn't know. But, like anything, it's good to talk, and black men can sit in a room and talk about football, and we can talk about boxing, and we can talk about cycling, and we can talk about all these different things, but we're not having sometimes the right conversations, and I just think it's not like anything. And I'm not to say us women, but we can chat. Yeah. If I've got an issue or a problem or anything, someone's listening to me. Yeah, I'm not sitting here and keeping it to myself. I'm making a phone call, ringing one of my friends or one of my sisters. Like, someone's going to listen to what I've got to say. We're going to talk it out. We're going to hash it out. Do you know what I mean? But men, as I said, like, some of it just gets shunned. Like, I will say to, like, my partner, did you go and get your blood test? Yeah, I went. Have you been? Like, after, I went.
That is
Do
so
you know what I
true.
mean?
That is so true. It reminds me of when we had the women's podcast, and you guys were you were so open about what you were talking about, your women's problems, and me and Country was kind of like,
Sitting there squirming.
yeah, we were squirming.
Yeah.
I think Country was even stuttering, but it's like we need to be more like that. We need to be much more
But
open. Like
can
that
I
as
also
well.
say, sorry, Harvey, to cut you, but very quickly, Joe, women get that medical direction because you're supposed to be screened. I believe if there was a screening program, men would probably talk more because they've got that medical direction, if that makes sense, ladies and gents.
But I don't just mean about
No,
that. I just mean,
fully get it, fully take it on board.
across
Fully
the
take it on
board. Do you know what I
without
mean?
doubt. Yeah, sorry, Harvey.
No, I was gonna say, like, it's really interesting because when I go get in the barbershop, you get every single discussion under the sun. And what I found really interesting over the last kind of like few months, that prostate cancer comes up a lot because a lot of the dads, the uncles, the older ones are getting are going through this, and it's been talked about a lot more, and they're having a lot more conversations. And I think it's just really interesting that, like, I know Joe was talking about some like ladies are more open, but you're starting to see those conversations in the places where people feel more comfortable, and you might not have that all the time, but I know, like, in the barbershop you get those conversations all the time, and they're advocating for guys to go and get checked. They've got the
It's got to be
posters.
generational as well, because you
Yeah.
lot got like young boys, young sons coming up. Do you know what I mean? So if they're used to their dads, uncles, granddads, whoever having these conversations in rooms that they're sitting in, then when they get to that age, they're going to have said conversations. But if they don't hear it, it's never going to happen. Do you know what I mean? It's always going to be taboo. So we just got to get used to just
You gotta break
talking it out. Yeah.
Like
and they've
that's
been
that.
really talking over that. They've been really blasting some of the older guys for not getting checked. And I think Tony said it about, it's a selfish act, because, like, now look at what's happened. Now you've got mum looking after, granddad, grandma looking after granddad because he didn't go and get checked, and the impact it's having on the family and all that sort of stuff. So the younger ones are seeing why it's important and putting a lot of pressure now to say, look, you got to do something about it. And that's my experience. That's what I've been seeing, in the circles that I run with.
And the other reason why it's important to talk about it is because the family history thing is crazy, bro.
Yeah, the stat. Yeah, that stat is scary.
When you're talking about granddad, you don't even know what granddad died from.
But that's
nobody knew.
No one knew. No one spoke about it. No one. There's how many things in the community
do
people take to their grave that you don't know about? Do you understand?
And so therefore, you don't even know if it's in your family bloodline. You don't know if it's in your family history. And then you've got a portion of our community where you're coming from single parent families. Yeah.
So it's the male. It affects the males. So it's
so you didn't grow up with your father or whatever, so therefore you didn't know his dad or whatever. So this is why these things are so important to acknowledge us as black men, so that we can be forearmed and informed to say, right, we need to go and do something. We need to go and get checked. We don't want to wait for there to be a problem, it's better for us to know before there's a problem.
100%.
It is literally as easy as that. But because of our internal barriers, how do we overcome those internal barriers? And that's where, like, the work that we're doing in the community to kind of have these kind of level of conversations, small scale, big scale, etc. That's what we're trying to work towards.
Yeah, knowledge is power, man. Always.
Knowledge is power,
always.
100%.
Always.
Okay, so that leads me on to the next question. I think maybe you lot have kind of answered it, but I'll ask it anyway. What can middle-aged men do to lower their risk of contracting prostate cancer, if anything?
Interesting. The study shows diet to some degree, physical activity, but there is no, if you do this more, eat that more, you will definitely not get prostate cancer. It's best endeavors to maintain a healthy lifestyle, weight, etc., those sort of stuff. But there is no magic formula. There's no magic formula. Make sure you eat your kale, you won't get prostate. There's no sort of magic, nothing. But they do kind of state that health, weight, activity can have an impact, but it's not a resolution. So
And sex is not a resolution either.
we're gonna leave that one right there.
No.
That's the last question. We got a question. We got another question for that one. Don't worry.
Talk it out.
We got a question. That question's coming.
What about smoking and drinking? Or is that just a given?
That's a different. Those are more affect lung cancer and those types of cancers.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's more lifestyle, diet. And I mean, that's standard for your health, isn't it? With all due respect, ladies and gents, that's your everyday health. Not just like,
The reason why I just asked that question, I've got two members of my family, one that's living with prostate cancer and one that's died, and I know both of their fathers. So one is both uncles, but no, both of their fathers that lived to an old age, like into their 90s. Didn't get prostate cancer, but neither of them smoked or drank. Yeah. Whereas these two, one of them smoked very heavy and one of them drank very heavy. And both of them got prostate cancer in their 60s. So I don't know. That's why I asked.
But that then goes back to health, doesn't it, Dino, with all due respect? If you're heavily, it's going to impact your health. But
that's why I mentioned it.
Yeah. So 100%. That whether that's the evidence, but different lifestyles.
But I know a guy who was some mad judo champion, healthy, weights, blah, 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 got prostate cancer.
Chris Roy, with all due respect.
Perfect example.
Gold medalist.
So healthy lifestyle will stave off some things, but not everything. And I think that's the key. And it's better. There's no, this is the better cancer to have than that one. But I think the most, we will all agree on here, health is wealth. Yeah. So control the controllables.
100%.
Innit?
100%. Yeah.
So the last question, more back to what Kevin was trying to interject with. It says there are conflicting theories regarding whether having sex or ejaculating more or less can lower or higher your risk of prostate cancer. What are your thoughts on this?
So I'm gonna talk from
is it a myth? Is it true?
Well, the way that we operate as a charity, everything is about research and data. And so if it's not conclusive, then then we can't back it. That's how we. So a bit like the eating the soursop and this, that, and the other, and drinking kale and upside down on one leg and all of this kind of stuff. If it's not conclusive, if we don't have evidence to back it, we can't back it.
Yeah.
So, and a lot of these things are cultural. They're taken out of context. Yeah, because they're talking about the flow of semen. So that's what they're talking about when they're saying more ejaculating more. It's the flow of semen. So that goes back to one of the first things we're talking about with what does the gland do? What does the prostate do? Yeah. So that's where that reference comes from.
There have been tests done. I mean, if you go online, there are tests that have been done. I'm looking at one now that I was looking at earlier, 2022, Harvard Health Publishing from the Harvard Medical School. Just reading something out very quickly. Scientists find no evidence that frequent ejaculations marked an increased risk of prostate cancer. In fact, they deemed the reverse potentially true. High ejaculation frequency was linked to a decreased risk compared to men who reported, check out these stats, boys and girls. Yeah, I hope you're feeling fit. Reported 4 to 7 ejaculations per month across their lifetimes, but it then stated men who ejaculate 21 or more times a month enjoyed a 31% lower risk of prostate cancer. So get busy, guys. And the results held up to rigorous statistical.
This is the answer we wanted, guys. This is the answer we wanted.
Joe, close your ears. Close your ears. Big man talking.
And the results held up to a rigorous statistical evaluation even after other lives.
Well, I'm just calling the missus. Hold on.
Guys, don't listen to the headache. Doesn't matter no more, man. This is all about health now. Yeah, we listen to the headache. It could save my life. But fun and joke aside, it's not conclusive. But they've done tests, and this test was done among
2022. You said
29,342 people. So it wasn't like they didn't just pop into the ends. They did it amongst quite a few people, different age groups. But again, I've done some research once I knew I was coming on, because that is quite an interesting sort of thing that's put out there. And there's nothing conclusive, but they claim from tests done it could potentially help. And 3 websites seem to mention those figures, and they were quite similar. So, yeah. But as Kevin said, it's not black and white. Yes, it does. It's not black and white. It's kind of a grey area. So Dino clearly is happy about that.
Dino wants a co-sign for that one.
I was listening to that one the hardest. I'm not gonna lie.
He wants the reference. He wants the website so he can show where all the information has come from.
This part of the clip is staying on my phone.
He's gonna send a link to Jade, isn't it?
Yeah.
100%, man. 100%.
And I mean, Harvard Medical School should be a pretty decent referencing site, shouldn't it? With all due respect. So, but yeah, it's not conclusive. It's not conclusive, but there's little bits out there.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, I wanted to ask a question. Since becoming an employee of Prostate Cancer UK, like for example, because it'd be interesting to see were there any aspects of charity that kind of surprised you when you became an employee? Because we don't know a lot of what goes on behind closed doors when it comes to charities. Was there anything that enlightened you or surprised you, or you was like very intrigued to know from that side?
Yeah. So, all right. So, I'll be honest, because we're amongst friends. Yeah, Leon and Harvey, my boys. So we're amongst friends, and yeah. So I would say, for me, I went into the job with my eyes open. Okay, when I saw the role, and I went for the interview, and I got the job. I was very excited at the prospect of the impact that I know I could make. What I wanted to do is go in with my eyes open. What I didn't want to be was a poster boy for no kind of EDI campaign.
Mm-hmm.
What I didn't want to be was used. Yeah, I didn't want to be used. And I kind of held that within myself, because I really wanted to sleep with one eye open, and see what this was all about, what the organization was all about. Um, it's a white-led organization, majority white staff, and I'm coming in as a black man. Why do you want me?
Mm.
Yeah, what's your intentions? And I very quickly saw that the intention was good.
Nice.
And for me, because I'm from the community, we don't just take everything as we see it.
No.
You understand? We have to scope out who's who and what's what, and the feeling. You get a feeling. You have to have the feeling. You can't describe it. It's the feeling. Like, am I really wanted here? Is there another agenda? And I remember my first interaction with the CEO, who's a white lady, and yeah, it was good, man. It was good. We had good conversation, very, very good conversation. One of the directors, who was my line manager, like, I don't call her an ally. I'll call her a friend.
Wow.
Yeah, not because we're pals or we go pub or whatever, but she is in our corner. And I would come to her with ideas and say, "What do you think of this?" She'd be like, "Just do it. Just do it. Just do it." There was no gatekeeping, nothing. And as I've got to know more and more of even like the staff,
How long have you worked
yeah,
there for, Kevin?
not even a year, 9 months,
Okay.
Oh, okay. So you're new.
fresh.
But I think we have to put some respect on Kevin's name for the impact that Kevin has made in such a short space of time there. Don't you agree, Harvey? I mean, for the things that he's done and what he has been doing prior to becoming an employee of the charity, but also whilst he's there, I mean, the Mobile Awards, Prostate Cancer was nowhere near that before Kevin
But
came
that
on
wasn't
board.
that wasn't down to me. I'll tell you. Let me just say that
Okay,
I'll take props where props is due, but that wasn't down to me. But our Black Health Equity team, we've got a Black Health Equity Associate Director, Keith. I'll always big him up. Some of our colleagues in our partnership, and this is what I was going to come on to, Lee, where the teams within the organization, man, some of them staff there, they're not black, but we will have conversations. They want to bring Black health equity. They want to bring into their teams, into their work. I'm having meetings on daily basis with fundraising. We just did a film, a short film on black men. We say that black men don't talk, Joe. We just did a film a month or so ago of 3 black men with prostate cancer talking. So there's going to be socials coming out with that,
Love that.
stills coming out with that. There's going to be a long video. That wasn't me that put that together. That was a team coming to me and saying, "Hey, we want to do this because we want to impact the black community." And I said, "Leave it with me." Called up 3 guys that have been on our runs, that with us, that I know very well, and say, "Look, we're doing a film. You in? Yeah, I'm in. Cool. Boom. Passed it over." Do you know what I mean? We're making things happen because the whole organization is on board.
But that's the operative word there. You're making things happen. You're helping to push agendas that may not been pushed in the way that it had been pushed prior to, like, you coming on board, and you're asking questions that may not have been asked before, and it's like you're kind of like the outlet for things that they wanted to push, or they should have pushed beforehand, and you're now pushing it. Like, for example, I remember we had the conversation where you was talking about the website, and certain things around the black community weren't prevalent or at the forefront on the website.
Yeah.
And I've noticed it is now.
Yes.
It's a few less clicks to get to it.
Yes.
It's not just in the sitemap.
Yeah.
It's part of the menu structure, which I've noticed.
Yeah. But once again, I mean, and as you say, it's a crazy thing in the sense of they're allowing me. I tell you what, let me say this. There's not many of you that can go to work and be your authentic self.
That's true.
Yeah.
True.
My job
Is you
God
being
thanks.
your authentic self. Yes.
Do you see what I'm saying, Joe?
Yeah.
I think the awareness is definitely growing because last year, my mum, because as I mentioned, my uncles, my mum, she did the walk in Battersea Park. I can't remember, it was the men's.
So
is it
I'm
called?
gonna come on to that, Dino. Go on.
Yeah, so she done that with her friends. And what happened, we had a ride, I think it was a Richmond Park ride. So we were riding that day. And on the way back, Wayne and Brian came with me because I said, right, I'm going to go and check my mum because it's kind of on the way. I can go past there. So we went past, I checked on my mum and I was looking for my mum. I thought, I'll find her. There's only going to be a couple of hundred people. When I tell you, the crowd, it was thousands. It felt like it was thousands. It was just endless and endless and endless people. We thought, oh, she's not here, but she was actually there right near the back with her friends. And it was just, I don't know, it's almost like a magical feel because there's so many people that were marching for this one illness, one disease. And I know that just wouldn't have happened a couple of years before. So the awareness is growing.
Well, I think it has. That's the thing. But we didn't know. Our community didn't know.
Yeah, maybe it's our community then, but it was a lot of us was there.
Yes. So there's a focus group within Prostate Cancer UK, which is one of the reasons why I'm even in the job, and it's called the Black Men's Health Advisory Group, and it's a group of supporters, black supporters from the community with support groups. Errol McKellar, Tony, you probably know Jeff Thompson. You know, a few other people, and there's a vast array of black healthcare professionals, urologists, GPs, yeah, and they fed back the year before and said, yo, listen here, what you got this thing, but you ain't got no black people attending. And so the organization said, okay, what do we need to do? And so they said, right, you need to do this, you need to do proper marketing, you need to do, you know, assets with black people on it, and put it in these spaces and those spaces. And that's what they did. And that's why you had the result last year. So even as I talk about in being involved in teams, now I'm involved with that event. My team is involved in that event. So we're talking to the main team. What are you doing? Have you got Caribbean food? Have you got African food? One of the things that they said last year was on the feedback was they didn't have no music. Yeah. So guess who's DJing? Yeah. So do you know what I mean? So this is where I have a lot of respect for Prostate Cancer UK. As a person of the community, I have a lot of respect for them.
But look at that, you're able to use all different skills in the one job at the same time. So that's amazing.
Kevin, very quickly, don't answer this one. The rest of you, have you seen the Embarrassed campaign advert, any of you?
No.
Interesting. No, Kevin, do you know which one I'm talking about? The Embarrassed campaign? Right. Idris.
Oh, the one with Michael Ward and all those guys.
Morgan Freeman, Michael Ward. Now, it's interesting. Again, I thought I'd throw it out, but yet Joe, Harvey, they've not seen it. And it's like them sort of campaign. That's powerful, that campaign. It's a different organisation, albeit, but we're all pushing towards the same agenda, with all due respect. Yeah,
100%.
And it's that's been done by, I forgot the name of the organisation. I'm going to look it up now.
Prostate Cancer Research.
Is that the name of them? Yeah.
Yeah. And that was done by Steve, the film guy.
Yeah.
Steve McQueen.
And they call themselves the Male Cancer Awareness Charity, right? But that's and wasn't that on TV? I'm sure that was on TV. That one.
I don't know if it was on TV. I don't remember seeing it on TV, but I got a message of it like a couple of years ago. Yeah.
And it's powerful. It's very powerful. They're all influential people within their own rights in our community. They got Morgan Freeman on it. How do they pull it off? Do you get what I'm saying? So
Steve McQueen.
Again, it's out there, but as you've stated very importantly, Kevin, where are they putting it? Because we've got a full black audience here, and only me and you know about it, probably because the depth we do. But it shouldn't be about depth; it should be on the surface. It should be there for all to see.
But this is why what the work that you and I do, Tone, has probably more impact because we're talking to people.
Yeah, on the ground.
Yeah. So when I go to, we're looking at, I've got like a calendar of events throughout the year. So one of the events will be the Black Business Show. We'll be at the Black Business Show. Do you understand? Because you can talk to people. We're going to be at Notting Hill Carnival. Yeah. We're going to be at NTCG Convention.
Are you on any floats at Carnival?
Beg your pardon? No. So last year they did a float and they didn't get any traction. And it was worth doing to try and scope out, how it would be received. But this year we're going to be at Westway. So we've got a collaboration with the London Fire Brigade. They want to do more stuff in the black community. And our associate director set up a collaboration. So we're going to be there where we can talk to people. We can have stands. We can have support groups. We can have specialist nurses. Do you know what I mean? So that way, go on, Tony.
I was going to say, have a conversation with you offline. I work for one of the biggest bands. And so I might be able to get a banner on the vehicle or both their vehicles. Okay. That's what I was just thinking. So we'll have a conversation offline about that.
Yeah. Let's do that. I mean, we've got a lot of things we need to talk about.
Can I make a suggestion about a message to put out? It's what Kevin, that Kevin came, not the one about the 21 times a month. No, not yet. That one. Both are important, but that one is definitely one I think will strike a chord with people because I didn't know that. And if people knew that, stage 1 and 2, come on.
Yeah.
Everyone should get checked. Everyone could get checked. Yeah. That will get people out there.
On the subject, because we're just wrapping up now, and on the subject of awareness, I know for last year, Kevin, yourself and Harvey were instrumental in getting the cycling club, TWR Cycling Club, on board with the big blue bike ride.
Yeah.
So first of all, we wanted to thank you for creating space for us to take part in that. What can we do as a cycling club, apart from the big blue bike ride? What can we do as a cycling club to help increase awareness on a continual basis rather than just one-off?
All right. So there's two things, right? The first one, anytime you guys want to do a big ride, check me and I'll get as many Prostate Cancer UK cycling tops as I possibly can.
Yeah.
Okay. Are we talking tops like what I'm wearing?
But proper cycling tops.
Jerseys.
Okay.
Yeah, so not the one that you've got, and that's the football one. But I will do my utmost, give me enough time so I can speak to the right team and say, look, these are my guys.
What other cycling bits do they have? You know, cause something. No, because I'm just thinking, we all wear hats. Do you understand? Yeah. So
I don't think they got the hats, but I can find out what else that there possibly is.
Just a thought, guys.
That's a good idea. It's a good idea.
Yeah, I'm in the middle of having a conversation with Tox about seeing if we can be a part of BRB, BBR. Later on this year.
Very good.
That's and even if it's to have a stand at the finish, in the finish area, where is it, at Horniman's or something, isn't it?
Dulwich Park.
Dulwich Park.
So even if it's to have a stand there, so we're just trying to see how that works. The other thing that I can let you know is that we're putting on a Black Golf Day. Just different initiatives to reach different areas of the community, because it's so funny when I started and I was just like, dude, giving this data, everything is about Black people in low social economic areas. You're like, yo, listen, that don't put us all in the same bracket, man. Yeah, there are people in those areas, 100%, but not all of us are in
but
those
not
areas.
everybody. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, so that's why I'm these guys have encouraged me to make me think outside the box in regards to the cycling, golf. We're hoping to have some kind of representation at the Unity football tournament next month. My days are mad. Because I have a passion for just seeing our community survive and thrive. And I just like shout out to my colleague Veronica. She keeps me on track, man.
Big up Veronica.
Big up Veronica, man.
It's a blessing though that you're getting fulfillment from the job, because that helps you to be more productive and creative for the greater cause.
And we need to be creative, because we're a community that we're very internal. So it's only if once you're in the community, that's why when they're hard to reach. They're not hard to reach. They're easy to ignore, as somebody once said.
100%.
So that's it, really.
Guys, this is it's been an absolutely fantastic.
It's been insightful. It's been amazing.
We really do appreciate your time, and at such short notice as well, and for giving us a quality, insight, as Joe says, into this very important topic. And we just don't want this to be the end of the conversation, or
it won't be. It will not be the end of the conversation. Nor will it be the last time that they are on the podcast.
Yes, very true, very true.
I just want to add, in the women's podcast, I made a point of saying, men, listen, because this affects you, it might affect your partner. I'm just going to say the same thing. If women are watching, it's not just a man's thing we're talking about. It affects 100%. You and your life, and all the men in your family and in your life. That's what I'm going to say.
Can I say something on that, Dean? One thing I would say is shout out to the women.
Yeah.
Because 9 times out of 10, they're the ones that pushing the men.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To actually
100%.
take better care of their health, make sure they get to the doctors, the nagging. Yeah. So we shout out to the women for the work and the efforts that they're putting in.
Yeah. This is about everyone. Yeah.
Yep.
Tony, any closing remarks for yourself?
Big thanks out to TWR podcast for what you guys are doing. You guys and girls are doing. We all know why we're on this call. My advocation is nuts, and me, Kevin, we have to talk 100% because I want to do more, and you could be an inroad for me to do more voluntarily, whatever the case. I'm really interested in what you are doing and whatever else I can help with there to get the message out across. I've got so many links in different local boroughs. So, we need to have a conversation, mate, and see what we can get put out there. Okay, but no, other than that, honestly, it's been an amazing experience. Thank you all so much. I mean, that's insane.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for you guys' time.
It's been brilliant. Yeah.
So, Tony, are you giving me permission to give Kevin your number?
100%, 101%, if there is such a thing. You haven't done it yet. No, yeah, definitely. Please, we need to definitely correspond and see what we can do. I'm excited already.
Harvey.
I think it's firstly, thanks for the invitation to be on. It's been insightful. Just the first question, I think Kevin asked, I didn't even know that, but I'm leaving this with a little bit more knowledge. And my kind of like plea to everyone is, if you're listening to this, don't let fear stop you from doing the right thing and finding out, you want to live as long as you can.
Yeah.
So, just as I think Tony said, 30 seconds of discomfort. practice what you preach. I've been there, done that, got the t-shirt, literally. So I just think it's about make
Literally.
sure that make sure that you can look after yourself. But then if you can take a step further and get involved, so like Kev says, for a number of years I've been supporting Kev. I thought I was supporting Kev, but actually I've been supporting other people and supporting myself and doing my family and helping to make a difference. And getting involved in the Big Blue Ride last year was amazing as well. And it was great to see that we had representation from our community there as well. So, if you can do those
Is it on
things,
again this year, the Big Blue Ride?
I'm not sure actually. I'll find out and I'll let the guys know.
Yeah, that'd be
Was it a male only
No,
ride?
no,
no.
no.
Okay. All
That
right.
was actually my third one.
Okay.
So,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah, it was a
So-
very good ride. So I was just say those two things: look after yourself, take an active interest, knowledge, and if you can get involved, you literally be saving a life.
Yeah.
Amen to that.
Well said, bro.
Harvey, can we leave you to continue like the conversation about the Big Blue bike ride this year with Kevin, and then just link in with TWR as per normal. Yeah.
No
And then
worries,
just
man.
one more thing. So I'm just wondering, Harvey, are you doing any donations? Any follicle donations? Because
Yeah, listen, man.
Follicle donations.
Don't worry, man.
Oh my
The
goodness.
question is, Leon, is it all his?
Listen, it's all me, man.
I've seen videos, Leon. I've seen videos, You know the video with the glue and then they shape it up.
Nah, man, I'm not going that route.
I think you guys are you like hating in it on Harvey's follicles around here.
Maybe.
I'm definitely hating. I'm 100% hating.
No, I'd just like to say thank you, Joe. Thank you, Dino. Thank you, Leon. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you. Thank
Harvey,
you.
Tony. Yeah, it's been great. And I appreciate the opportunity to come and just talk. Yeah.
And
Brilliant.
I've been looking forward to see the fruition of what happens between yourself, Kevin, and Tony.
Yeah.
I think that, good
Keep us
things
up
will
to
come out of
date.
this.
Yeah, keep us
Yeah.
up to date on
That'd
that.
be big. That'd be big.
Brilliant work you're doing.
Definitely.
Brilliant work you're doing.
Because what would be good, definitely what Joe says, keep us up to date, because we have we launched a newsletter in the cycling club, a monthly newsletter. So it would be good to get updates on anything that comes out of this, so that we can feed back to Wayne, who produces the newsletter.
Defo.
But yeah, guys, thank you so much. This has been a fantastic episode, and this is not the end.
No.
It's not definitely not the end. This is
Just
just
the
the start
beginning.
of good things to come. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have what, an hour left before it's time to go to bed. So
Why? Well,
man-
everyone has to go to bed at 10 o'clock.
Man sending me to bed like he's...
Man sent us to bed. Like, what are we doing?
I hope you got some milk and cookies for me at 9:30, bro.
Thank you. All right, Dad. All right.
Innit?
No, I'm speaking for myself. I'm on this.
Okay.
I'm back on this sleep tracking thing now.
Nice one, bro. Nice
All
one.
right. Take care. It's
All right.
yeah. Sorry. Before you go,
Don't forget to like, share, all of that good
like,
stuff.
subscribe.
Come on.
And
Subscribe, yeah.
links. We'll put links in the description about Prostate Cancer UK charity,
Yep.
and
How to donate and all of that good stuff.
yes, yeah. If I can get Kev, if you could send me some information about links for donation and stuff like that as well, that'd be really
I'll
helpful.
tell you what I'll do one better. I think it's more, I would like to send you a link to our risk checker.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
That too, yes.
Rather than donation.
Okay.
I would rather that we use this opportunity to get more men to go and get checked.
Right. Perfect.
Amen to that.
Yeah. All right. This is a Together We'll Talk podcast. Signing out. Have a good day, morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you are in the world. And we'll see you on the next episode. Bye, everyone.
Take care.
guys.
Bye,
Everyone.
guys. Take
See you
care.
later. Take care.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.